just get hot.
Break through the stigma of menopause. Hello, ladies. This is Beverly with Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching. I want to welcome you personally to my summit for women who are going through perimenopause and menopause. So the title of this summit is Menopause Gems, as in stones, Menopause Gems. And my tagline is a conversation to break through the stigma to your next level life. So the purpose of this summit is to bring women together so we can have a conversation. So if we haven't met before, I am Beverly Hills Health and Wellness Coaching, and my company is designed to support women over the age of 40 to lean into their next level life and to actually remove the outdated stigma of menopause and step into their dazzling next level life. So one of my concerns that I have come across as a health and wellness coach is women are often not informed about menopause. They're uninformed about what steps are available to them to navigate this season of their lives. They usually have not had conversations in depth with their mothers. They have no idea about the different symptoms that may show up. And for the women who are in their 30s, absolutely clueless that their bodies are changing, their hormones are moving and causing them to eventually have these symptoms to show up. And they are stunned by them, and either they're trying to mask what's happening, or they find themselves in a doctor's office because they think something major is happening that needs to be fixed. So I'm here to let you know that menopause is a day. It is one day, and it is the result of you not having a cycle for 365 days. And that stop date is your menopause day. Okay. Anything after that, you go into the postmenopausal state. So the area that's most concerning for me is the women who are in perimenopause and are not aware of it. So perimenopause can take place like 15 years before menopause. So menopause, the average age is like 51. So if we back into that, you're talking about 35 that these things are happening in your body. Your hormones, your sex hormones, your testosterone, progesterone, and estrogen is starting to shift, in addition to many other problems with your hormones. So if you're in your early 30s, this can actually show up, and you can go to a doctor and they will tell you, I don't know what's going on with you. You're absolutely fine. And if you mention the fact perimenopause, it's like, no, you're too early. Well, I'm here to let you know, one, that perimenopause is showing up earlier and earlier in women's lives. I have so many women that I have talked to who are in their 30s, and actually have talked to somebody in their 20s who actually had the onset of perimenopause much earlier than statistically is known, and their doctors had no idea to help them or support them. And they went through doctor after doctor after doctor, and eventually they had to take control of their health and do research, and found out, like, yes, something has happened to have them to be in that onset of perimenopause very early. So I want you to be aware of this. This conversation is for all women. I even think it's something that, the teens should be aware of, because the teens are going through their hormonal shift, and they have acne that's happening. They have moods that are showing up. Whoever been with a teenager going through adolescence, it is a challenge. And so as we look at our phases of life, menopause mirrors that. it is another shift in our hormones, and it can bring on the onset of some of these similar symptoms that show up in kids and adolescents, but it can be much more extreme because we are no longer in the childbearing years. So there's so much that is happening that we have to be aware of. The second thing I would like to touch on just slightly is that I am in the holistic space. That is where I show up in my genius, is to help women through this process naturally. There is a medical way to address this process through hormone replacement therapies and other methodologies that are provided by a doctor. My thing is to have the conversation so you can be aware that there are options for you. Because if you start where you end up walking out of the doctor's office with a prescription for some hormone replacement, then this might be a decision that you are locked into for the rest of your life. And sometimes there are symptoms and side effects to that can be even more challenging just going through the menopause phase. So I just want to share with you, bring some experts together who can share their knowledge and give you some more information so you can be well versed in what's happening in your body as you start, motherhood, going through the stage where you're no longer in childbearing. So I have these 11 amazing speakers. I'm one as well. I will be speaking on detoxification. That's what my program is about. And when I work with my clients through detoxification, we start with just 5 days. And in those 5 days, there are so much that happens in your body and shifts, and you can actually feel so much better. You would think, oh my God, this is amazing. The energy level change, you start to lose the weight, shifting in some of the brain fog, some of the hot flashes, like a lot of it is tied to the toxicity that we are getting in our environment. And I won't go into detail here because this is just an introduction, but just to let you know, that's what I'm going to be speaking on. So I have a list that I will refer to for this moment so I can identify all of the speakers so you can know what you're in for as a major and amazing treat to be a part of this Menopause Summit entitled Menopause Gems, a conversation to break through the stigma to your next level life. So one of my speakers is a Ayurvedic specialist. She is going through a doctoral program. She is practically finished. Her name is Chitra Ader. So look forward to her presentation. The next one is Trisha Weber. She is a specialist that focuses on sensuality, sexuality, and intimacy in this time of our lives. So it doesn't end because we're in perimenopause or menopause, but there are things you need to be aware of. The next speaker I have is Dr. Alicia Newsom. She is a specialist working with women on their hormones, and she has in-depth testing that she does to help women understand what's happening to their bodies, where their hormone levels are, and modalities and therapies to work through that process. The next one is Tammy Harris. She is a dynamic woman who is all about a lifestyle of real estate. She does real estate in her own brokerage. She's transitioning to be a coach to help other women to build their wealth in real estate, and she's tapping into the construction area. So she is fantastic, and she's going to talk to you about lifestyle as a corporate woman and also going through this space during this time of life. The next one is Sherry Swartz. She is a certified health coach, and she also is a nutritionist. So she will talk about how important nutrition plays into this time of our life. I, as a detoxification specialist, know how important that is. So this one to me is foundational, the nutritional part. The next speaker is Dion Hall. She is also a health coach. She's also certified, and her area of specialization is essential oils. And she has so many gems that she drops regarding how you can go through this holistically as well, using essential oils to support you during this time. My next speaker is Tina Matari. Tina is an esthetician. She's licensed. She has been working globally, and she is an amazing woman in her own right. And I have to actually give her props for how my skin is. She's an amazing woman at what she does. As we go through menopause, our body does change, our skin changes, and she's able to identify some of the things that she's seeing as an esthetician and things that you can do that are not invasive to support you during this stage. My next guest is Dr. Tanisha Guy. So she specializes in the psychology, the mental health aspect of women going through different changes during perimenopause and menopause. And this is such a deep topic. And sometimes we turn a blind eye when women are going through this and not understanding, there is something that is happening and it will require some special attention, whether you work with a coach, work with somebody who specializes in therapy, or maybe need some medication. But Dr. Tanisha Guy is amazing. What she shares about this space is awesome. So we have to be aware of it. And last but not least, this is my cherry on top. I have a woman who is absolutely a dynamic speaker. She is a force to be reckoned with when it comes to fitness and health. She is a 2-time Guinness Book of World Record holder. She has her own business. She travels the world. She does things on platforms with actors and actresses. She is the who's who when it comes to fitness. And her name is Wendy Ida. Wendy Ida is going to be providing one of our bonuses at the end of our summit. It is going to be an exclusive Q&A with Wendy for 30 minutes, and she actually is going to have some giveaways for you. So I hope you opt into the VIP section and be a part of this conversation. You can ask questions. She will address you personally, and she has a dynamic testimony as you look at her presentation when we do the entire summit. So the summit is scheduled for September the 16th. Make sure you got the right date and you're in the right place. And it's at 10:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time, and will go to 3 p.m. And the last half hour is exclusively for the Q&A with Wendy Ida. So ladies, I hope you are so excited about this Menopause Summit and all the amazing gems that we're going to share. Just a heads up, this is a couple of hours, well, several hours in its entirety, but each interview should not go over 20 minutes. So it shouldn't take a lot of your time. So you can see the entire summit at no cost. But if you want to have these in your library and get all the amazing bonuses that the ladies are providing for you, I encourage you to go with the VIP upgrades. So thank you so much for being here. And also, I would encourage you to share this with the other women far and wide, because this is the conversation that is missing. And I want to be one of the people that's responsible for making this happen. So enjoy the summit, ladies. Thank you for being here.